So I'm definitely recording this later than I need to be. Not that it's too much trouble, but boy, as we see a Thotu Fatalist run, yeah, I'll do my best to survive. So not really. I'm trying to think of what exactly I can mention in terms of at least game dev stuff, but as we move into our next character, that's something we can concentrate on. So Fatalist into pretty much nothing else but, I forgot who it was, oh my goodness, Thotu. So as we get into Thotu Fatalist character exclusive custom character, we have 2 strength, 5 dexterity, 3 perception, 5 knowledge, 4 charisma. I've seen this character played before. And not by me particularly. I'm pretty sure I played this character. Again, I feel like I played at least 75% of available custom characters right now. Charisma, Light, Takshisan, second encounter, dexterity, maybe a knowledge check? But we're gonna find out if I'm gonna be in trouble. So Takshisan in the second encounter, most certainly. But since our strength is so low, we're gonna illegal den this. Now, keep in mind we have Fatalist, so as a soft rule, I don't check. But other than that, I almost bit my lip. I'm being very careful right now. We should still be somewhat confident, but as is the soft rule. So the middle 2 mysteries are going to be the ones replaced with the custom mystery. Usually it's the 2 or 3 on the right, but in this instance, no. So we're just going to enter a mystery now. Household Hell. At least we get access to the town. And we're gonna see what happens. Again, if I think of something to talk about, I'll mention it. But otherwise, let's actually focus, because I've been autopiloting a lot more lately, and that's kind of not good. But yeah, we want Army Knife, please. If not, anything else would do, except we didn't see anything, so trying again. Can't do the Hunting Rifle. Meat Cleaver, maybe? I'm gonna try a bit more. 2 or 3 more rerolls. Okay, well, we'll take the Army Knife. We'll Monument quickly. If it asks for funds, well, pain. But otherwise, we're just gonna head off. This is normally the normal amount of Doom for those who either don't remember or haven't watched me playing World of Horror, basically. Around 21 to 24% Doom is usually how I start out. That might seem scary on Harbinger, but really, you're working with a lot of resources, as odd as that sounds to say. I would have prepared for Doom there, but our Doom is a little high. I still try to avoid Doom increases, even though I say, hey, it's okay to be at 21-25%, although that's part of it. Part of it is knowing that your Doom is higher than you may normally like, or if you just feel like it's too high, you can purposely try to make decisions that decrease Doom, even if you don't know the events. But in this case, I kind of know the events. Nice 12 roll. I didn't even check what check that was. It looked like a perception check, but anywho. Is this run just filled with things that are going to hurt me a lot? If it is, I mean, we have to run away. Where did that enemy come from? I didn't even check who created that enemy, but anywho. So something I most certainly... I will most certainly do. Why did I trade Reason there? I'm going absolutely insane. Autopiloting. I was going to add some enemies here and there, even though I don't need to make the run any harder, because the enemies I was going to add are certainly going to make a run harder. Examples of enemies that would make a run easier are let's take the extreme here as we... Oh my goodness. Can we do this, by the way? We'll do this for more Doom still, but yeah, if I had traded Stamina for Reason, I would not be in this situation. So 8, I think I can if I throw the empty bottle. I don't want to keep running, so for my Doom's sake, we're gonna toss the mask and the empty bottle, and then get out. We only get 8. Okay, so what I was going to say is that an example of an encounter in which... I might actually switch here. In which would make your run easier is an enemy that has 5 HP, does 1 Doom damage, and then gives you 50 experience. That's a very, very extreme example that realistically should not be used, but you get the point. Following that line of logic, enemies that are not as hard to defeat, don't do as much damage, and or grant you experience will make a run easier for you. At least in the realm of all other enemies that exist in the game at the moment. So, let's take this custom mystery. It's Taxi. And I didn't visit the police station yet. We'll do so for downtown, but boy, does my Doom look a little high. So, we're keeping the Ritual Dagger equipped until we proc the Reason increase. That's kind of the whole point. But if I keep losing Doom here, I might have to look for, well, 1, more Monument uses, but 2, look to switching back to the Army Knife. But we'll see. Taxi here, at least we already have the map, but the problem is we're not really investigating the map locations at the moment. I think it's mansion as well? No, just village and forest. Well, hey. Do some research, because we have some knowledge and it doesn't work. Doom. I really don't remember these events. Have not done any homework yet. I think I've done homework on other games, but not World of Horror, for whatever reason. And it wouldn't take long either. It's just a matter of whether or not I have the notes to retain the knowledge or otherwise. Was that 2 Doom for 15 experience, by the way? Anywho. So, while we're losing a bunch of Doom here, yeah, and funny enough, now having 4 reason kind of hurts me, but I was thinking about using the handcuffs, but because that didn't happen the way I thought it would, we're gonna throw the ritual dagger instead. Although we do have Taxi-san at the end, so either way. But Doom-wise, that enemy there hurt me a lot more than Taxi will with Doom. I'm getting my names mixed up in my face right now. That's why I'm kind of stumbling on my words, but we'll do my best. So we get foreign cigarettes. I don't remember the exact difference between that and just regular cigarettes, but either way. For some reason, I want to say it gives you a higher count of cigarettes, but I don't think that's true. Anywho. We could handcuff this encounter as well. Either one of these, instead of Taxi-san, will grant me more healing. Oh my goodness. Okay, good. I got it. I'm perfectly physically fine right now. I don't know why I'm just floundering around at the moment. But anywho, we can sell the map if I so choose. We're going to increase strength because my brace is absolutely terrible. Not that it's wrong to just say if I want to just keep increasing dexterity or knowledge or perception for the army knife, you can do that. It's just that I don't, so. Although it would be interesting to use a pack of cigarettes here, although I think we're going to instead go through this mystery proper. So, as we continue driving on our way, we're gonna hope, because yeah, this takes a lot of stamina away and sometimes Doom, but I feel like it was mostly stamina. But anywho, we'll try to do my best. I'll try to do my best, although it's not going well so far. So yeah, but I do remember taking like 1 or 2 stamina every now and then in this. If those were the only 2 times, that would be really strange. But since we don't have the charisma and we lose some reason this time, well, time to fight. So we lose to -3 all. Do we just lose here? We do. Yeah, I probably should have popped the cigarettes. I don't know why I didn't. This does 0 damage, just to be sure. So now, well, one thing we can do is, well, just use the cigarettes for reason healing, really. But I think we just go for broke here. If we hit this, there is a chance we can still get out. But because 86% is 50-50 to me, yeah, now we do need to go for a dodge. So, without further ado, can we go for a strong? No, so we might as well guarantee this attack. 50% dodge, and I guess I'll see you in the next video if this goes well. Actually, this is the second mystery, so you know what? We'll do another run. Speed run time. Although, that being said, this does mean that I will be playing... I'm gonna continue playing this character in the next video as well. I don't like leaving things as they are. If nothing else, I like the span of time I spend with a custom character to kind of be equal among all characters. By the way, was it Azal into something? I forgot. I'm just gonna set it random. Hopefully we don't get Eldritch Parasite, but I'm just gonna say Azal. So let's get into this Azal world. It was certainly not World of Horror, but off I go. Charisma, Light, Dexterity, Taxi-san knowledge, second encounter. So the same things I need to remember, although we're probably taking 6 stamina damage, considering this character's on average lower stats. Knowledge isn't bad, and if you like dexterity, that's you do you. I just don't use dexterity, and knowledge has not gone well for me so far, so we're gonna stick with the army knife. So, on our plate this time is Arms Footage Festival, Raven Goal. I think, funny enough, we take Raven now. I know there's a ghost encounter here. The question is, I thought Goal had one as well. I'm going crazy. Anywho. We will get some map value, most likely, but whether or not it's going to be a huge decrease to Doom is a completely different story. I also never got the funds from the closet, but I guess we can tree here instead. That's not great to see, though. I did not want to see hallucinations, but the army knife will still be better, because our strength is at 2 anyway. Otherwise, I would have considered taking the meat cleaver. Alternatively, for Doom's sake, yeah, I should have just taken the meat cleaver, but it's fine. We rerolled and got the army knife. All is well with the world, question mark. But Max Seaside, Max Village, High Threat Level Hospital. We'll do Village. I think we have Village investigations this run. Between Goal and Raven, I thought Raven does take you to the village, but I guess we'll find out. So, I forgot to try that. I think it has to say cost, but I think there are still some bugs here and there. But 15% Doom, moving on, is a far cry from what I did last run. So hey, I said speedrun, and here I am kind of just sitting here contemplating my next move. Check the boxes. I think sometimes those boxes can give cigarettes, question mark? But instead I got a bottle of water, so I must be thinking something wrong. Hey, maybe I should have just done the lockers, but as we roll a 12 on dexterity... Again, if we're talking about stats, to remind ourselves for the umpteenth time, I'm not so torn up about the fact that... my stats are low for events. That is certainly not something I'm worried about. I didn't need to sell... Actually, I did, because I didn't want to run to out of funds. Anyway, village investigations, here we go. We are in Raven, and I could have thrown that empty bottle at this ghost here, but I want to find out for sure, as the map does proc here. Is it 2% Doom? It looked like 1% Doom. Anywho, 4 Charisma or 5 Dexterity. Either way, we roll a 10, so none of them was going to save me, but I guess we'll take another curse, because I need to get rid of some things, and we're going to lose stamina in the process, or reason in the process, sorry. But that's fine for the moment. And let's get rid of this, because otherwise that's going to deal a lot more damage than I would ever want. We shouldn't need to use the painkillers. Oh, I shouldn't need to have it in my inventory. I know we have the sewing kit, but still. Before that... Okay, you can take it out there. I did want to fight the Raven, though, because I wanted to find out the base stats, which I could just look at the Ito file for. But I also forgot I was on Azal, so this could have been bad as well. 2 for each funds, that's fine. Having 1 funds is better than running to out of funds. As long as that's true, you can't make me throw away my funds unless you're botsuing me or challenging me. But footage, yeah, footage, goal, yeah, we want to take goal and arms. I feel like we have something, and just to be safe here, I'm going to store everything because I've forgotten things before. In fact, I should have drank that bottle of water. Drunk. We should not have left that bottle of water as it was. We will take the painkillers though. So, off we go. And not over a rainbow we pass. So, I did want to talk about game dev stuff because boy is it taking me time. Also, unfortunately, I am a bit nervous to say, I did have a problem, and the problem is similar to one I've had before. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I can talk about it because it's pretty much the same problem I've had, well, before, which is happening right now. So there is a bit of an asset issue that I ran into, and once I ran into it, and this is a lot of it is me just being safe. Basically the terms to use this asset, I'm not going to say whether or not it's a plugin, a character graphic, or something that has to do with RPG Maker specifically. All I'll say is that I ran into some problem with the terms, and so now I can salvage what I have game dev wise. What I can't do is go on with what I have, which means it's not exact. I wouldn't call it a swerve. Oh, that's right, goal is this. I always confuse, so just to kind of tangent back to World of Horror, I confuse the Grey Seer with the... Are they both named Grey Seer, by the way? The boss of Labyrinth and the boss of Goal. Either way, both of those, I always mix them up. But anywho, thankfully we have the painkillers here, but we're gonna wait until we get to a kill turn before we use it. And I would have liked to hit 3 stamina, funny enough, but if we get lucky here, we don't need to. So I'll just use the painkillers now and be happy. Basically, things happen, and I can salvage what I have. But again, what I can't do is continue moving forward with what I've planned, so I'm gonna need to figure things out. If anyone was, in particular, waiting for a game I'm making, which, not really, but because I really haven't announced anything. And it's a good thing, at this point, that I did follow the rule of not announcing anything, particularly. Obviously, I put up, artwork of sketches I've done, or maybe character sprites, both on this site and others in the past, but those were not particularly announcements, more than, well, dev notes essentially, which is helpful to get into the money. I think there is some merit to posting your work as you work on something, but announcing something in particular, oh my goodness, And also putting out a date, I think that's where we draw the line. Or I feel like that's where common sense draws the line. And by this, I mean, so you've heard me, some watching and or listening to this video may have heard me talk about it before. This is not a speedrun, by the way. We're taking way too long for this to be a speedrun. Out of curiosity. Yeah, 6 minutes, third mystery. I mean, it's not a speedrun worthy by any means, but it is still relatively fast, especially since I'm autopiloting. But, autopiloting, trying to go fast. But, I'm trying to get back to what I was talking about. It was something Oh yeah, announcing. So some people may have heard me say this before, but I'll mention it again if I haven't. I feel like I have though. Is that yeah, it's not good to try and announce things, particularly as it pertains to fan-based works, whether it's a story, whether it's a video game, whether it's a piece of artwork. If you're about to finish it, artwork is kind of more lenient because you're not going to announce something as you're drawing it. You might. And you might announce, say, a drawing stream of sorts, but you're usually not going to... since we can't react, I'm just going to store this now. We should have enough stamina for this if we run into Timeline B here. We are in Timeline B. I think we can't... Oh, it's going to be weird. We can't brace because this character has 3 strength, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge. I should have brought the sewing... I should have known better, actually. So it was probably... So let's think about World of War strats for a bit. It was probably better for me to bring the sewing kit here. I'm leaning back, so that's why I sound a little far. But, yeah, bring the sewing kit, because even if I took 2 Doom due to Azal, that's better than basically losing here in this boss fight. But I just simply thought it could have been better. Yeah, so we're not going to brace here. What we can do is trade off Reason for Stamina. I think, yeah, I want to do that to be a bit more consistent, question mark. And then we can brace into a kick still, if need be, I'm pretty sure. And we're going to cut it close. This is because we have a sewing kit, so I don't mind going in close. But, I mean, if I keep missing, I'm going to be a lot sadder. Now, the next question is, what can I fit in here? Because this is 15 damage, and I need to do something like this. Oh my goodness, a double coin flip? There's nothing better we can do. Yeah, there's literally nothing better we can do. So we can go for a dodge. That's better, I think. Yeah, that is better. Unless this is not guaranteed. But the desperate struggle into 2 attacks is at best 57-67. And here it's 50-77. So either way, it's bad, but we're going to go for it. Does dodge fail me twice? Yes, it does. Oh.